Hello and welcome to another Blackboard mini course presented by the Center for Teaching Excellence. Today we're going to talk a little bit about creating tests in Blackboard. Alright, let's look at how to build a test in Blackboard. Now there are quite a few steps for this, so I'm going to break it down into two sections. First off, we're going to create a content area and we're going to call it tests and make it available to users. I'm going to select Submit, then move the test folder where I would like it for the students to see it. Now yours might be near the top. If it's near the top you won't have to move it, but if it's down near the bottom, be sure to move it to a place where students can easily find it. Once I have it where I like it, I'm going to select Tests, hover over Assessments, select Test, select Create. I'm going to name it a test. I'm going to give it a description. This is a test. And instructions. Answer all of the questions. Once I'm happy, I can select Submit. Now I want to create a question. And there are many options here. For the sake of this demo, I'm just going to do a simple multiple choice. And I can give the question a title if I like. And I have to give it some text, so which answer is correct? I can choose numbering options, orientation options. I can choose to allow partial credit or show answers in random order. I'm going to go ahead for my numbering and select Arabic numerals. Down here, I'm going to say no. Make my correct answer yes, no, and no. Now you would be putting in real questions and real answers in these sections. I'm just putting in something for the sake of a demo. You can even give feedback for correct responses or incorrect responses. Down here in categories and keywords, we have some options for metadata. So if you knew you might want to use this question in another test later on, you could select a topic or a category that you could search for later on as you're building another test. Down here we have options for Instructor Notes, and in here we could give some notes for an adjunct or a future instructor who might be using this test. When you have everything the way you want it, you can select Submit. Once you have all of your questions ready, you can click the OK button. Alright, that was a lot of information, so let's run through this first half one more time. First off, we're going to create a content area. We will then select the content area, hover over Assessments, select Test, create new, name your test, add a description and instructions, hover over Create Question, select the type of question, fill in the information for the question, select Submit, then select OK. Alright, let's move on to our next step in making tests. I'm going to select the test content area we created, hover over Assessment, select Test, select an existing test. I'm going to use a test that we just created. I'm going to select Submit. I can change the name of my test if I like, and change the description if I like. I have some different options for availability to students and visibility to students. I'll select what I would like with that. I do want to make sure that the link is available for students, and if I want to, I could create an announcement. I also want to give students multiple attempts in case they run into some sort of technical issue. I can select time for the test, display options for the test, and I can even make it have password access so students can't access the test until I give them the password. I can set up an option for due date. I have some more other options down here for results, feedback, and assessment options. I can choose if the test goes all at once or one question at a time. And if I wanted to, I could prohibit backtracking. Once I'm happy, I can select Submit. My test is now available for students. Let's walk through these steps one more time. First, we will select the content area, hover over Assessments, select Test, select Test from Add Existing Test, review the test information, edit the test availability, add a due date, set the test options, and select Submit. Don't forget, if you need further assistance, you can always follow the link below, send us an email, or call the Center for Teaching Excellence. We're here to help you with all of your course needs.